Stay the fuck away. Stay the fuck away. Stay the fuck away. Stay the fuck away. Haha, yeah, that's right, motherfuckers. Sean Patrick back. Stay there. And what is happening? Fuck. Lots have been happening. I've been away for just over a month. Not like, anybody really noticed, but which is part of the reason why I'm going to switch things up. I've been doing my gardening and stuff, but I also realized that doing a show every day was way more than I could deal with if I have, other things I have to do at all, other than hiding from the plague. So I'm going to change things a bit. So I'd mentioned previously how I was working on getting into stand-up comedy. And the first thing, my first bit that I wrote, I called Jokes That Won't Get You Shot. That was written and titled that way because when I started talking to a lot of my family and friends about how I wanted to get into that, they kept saying things like, well, yeah, you're, reasonably amusing, but, you can't say a lot of that shit you normally say. You're going to get shot. So I shied away from a lot of important topics and saying a lot of things that were actually on my mind about the way things are going on, which I'm not going to do anymore. Not pulling the punches. I was honestly worried at some point that, things I say will get taken out of context and sound bites will be taken out and blah, 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 blah. Well, that's delusions of grandeur because the only people who watch this are my family. But fact of the matter is, I still need to say the things that I want to say because they're not being said anywhere as far as I can tell. I mean, of course, I'm not everywhere all at once, as cute as I am, I'm still not actually God, so still get Tatra. So tonight we're going to talk about the real conspiracy. And it has nothing to do with the 5G nanobot towers making the gay frogs addicted to fluoride-laced jet vapors. I'm talking about the dysfunction of our government and our media. So this is what led me to do this in the first place, and I've never quite fleshed it out the way it should. So I thought this was a good time to do it because of the extra stupidity that's been going on lately. So idiocy on the side of the government. Okay, it's actually on both sides. Nobody knows what they're supposed to be doing. Nobody knows what their job is or how to do it clearly. Okay, on the government side, if you can't answer something, just fucking say you can't answer that and move on. Stop wasting everyone's time. These politic-speak fucking answers don't help anyone. They just muddy the water and confuse everyone more. On the media side, two things. One, the government doesn't have a fucking crystal ball. We've already discussed this a million times. And now even today, one of the journalists I've respected was, well, what about 2 months from now? What about 2 years from now? Hey, look, none of us know. How many times does this have to happen? I mean, it's not even a new thing. This isn't even because of the COVID. There are no guarantees as to what's going to happen. We got people bitching at Lecce because he said, we need three plans because those are essentially the three contingencies. Well, where's your plan? Well, there's three parts depending on what happens. Fuck off. Um, you know, well, is the serve going to be continued in 2 months? Will we need it in 2 months? We don't fucking know. Are you going to tax us into increase taxes in 2 years? How and why does it matter in that case? We know there's a huge deficit. We know that it's going to be this. This was never going to be free. We weren't going to mom. We went to the federal government. They got to pay bills. We got to pay bills. Everybody got to pay bills. It also seems that the media don't understand the sitting government's role versus the opposition. And they also clearly don't understand, as what started all of my doing this at all, they don't understand how to stop asking stupid questions that waste all of our fucking time. Everyone's time. I get it, you're getting paid for it, and the politicians are getting paid for it, but the rest of us aren't. We're sitting here wanting information, and you're getting nothing. Sure, yeah, everybody wants to know what's going to happen in the future, but nobody does, and no one can answer it. Until we make politicians accountable for their promises, until we make being a politician about reality, saying it straight, and not about bullshit, this can't get better. And until the journalists start asking relevant questions that can reasonably be answered, and they stop trying to pick fights between politicians. It's one of the worst. They keep trying to get Justin, who is well admired in a bunch of bullshit, as he should be. Wow. Um, Stop trying to get him to denounce other sitting governments. He can't do that. Elizabeth May said about 2 months ago how the sitting government has one role and the opposition has another. Why is she the only person who seems to understand that? Because just as much as the media was screaming to get Trudeau to denounce this, denounce that, denounce this, all of the other opposition, aside from her, was slamming him for not doing that. Every single one of you should understand that's not what he can possibly do at that point. which means that none of you are fit to govern or be journalists, aside from Elizabeth May at this point, and she's leaving. Oh, and I include Justin Trudeau in that now because of this. La- my God, how fucking stupid can you be? How could you not see how this was going to go? I mean, it would have been fine if everything was very clear and open. They let everybody know if he talked it right and open, it could have been fine. But no, the research clearly was not done. So, to all y'all, politicians and pundits, please get a grip on your fucking jobs and do it. Cheers, everybody else. We'll see you soon for something far more dangerous. Until then, stay the fuck away from each other and clean everything a lot.